Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kuja Bihari, Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradari, Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana, Yamuna Tiravanachari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kuja Bihari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gauranga Nityananda. Yeah, I just got this Krishna book from eBay. All right. I didn't have, like, I needed a new copy of my Krishna book, so I got this. Only like $3. It's a good deal, yeah. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, my friends. If you don't know me, I'm Dan the man with the master plan, helping you get to Krishna as fast as I can. I'm also known as a seven-figure monk, guys, because I used to be a monk and now I help people hit 7 figures online. Yeah. Okay. Let's read. Oh no, I lost my place. What did I do? I lost my place. That's unfortunate. So, where was I? Okay, yeah, here we go. Page 12, we're reading through the introduction. I'm going through the Bhagavad-Gita As It Is again. I've read this book numerous times, but it's ever fresh. Spiritual wisdom, guys. You could read this book like a million times and you could still get some new insights. That's the nature of spiritual wisdom, transcendental knowledge. Okay. So let's read from this. Bhagavad-Gita As It Is. The stomach is the enjoyer, the legs move, the hands supply food, the teeth chew, and all parts of the body are engaged in satisfying the stomach because the stomach is the principal factor that nourishes the body's organization. Therefore, everything is given to the stomach. One nourishes the tree by watering its root. One nourishes the body by feeding the stomach. For if the body is to be kept in a healthy state, then the parts of the body must cooperate to feed the stomach. Similarly, the Supreme Lord is the enjoyer and the creator, and we, as subordinate living beings, are meant to cooperate to satisfy him. Okay, so Supreme Lord Krishna, God is, Krishna is just another name for God. Okay, Krishna means all attractive. So God is all attractive, right? It's just another name for God. Like there's all different kinds of names for God, right? Based on, there's just so many different names of God, right? So Krishna is a name of God, which means the all attractive. Okay. So we're all meant, so we as we're subordinate to God, guys. You are not God. You are subordinate to God. So our duty is to cooperate with God to satisfy him. And God just wants you to be like eternally happy. God just wants you to live a life of eternal bliss in the spiritual world. So that's all he wants. He just wants you to live a life of complete bliss. That's what he wants, right? So you just got to cooperate him and just choose to live a life of bliss instead of choose to suffer. Because right now you're choosing to suffer. That's why you came to this material world, because you chose to suffer instead of live a life of bliss. I know it's crazy, right? But this material world is a place of suffering. So you chose to come here to suffer, but God wants you to live in the eternal, he wants you to live in the spiritual world, the kingdom of God. And he wants you to be happy forever. But you're like, no, God, no, I don't want to be happy forever. I want to suffer. You chose suffering. When you came to this material world, you chose suffering. God's like, come to the spiritual world, enjoy it, like live in eternal bliss. You're like, no, no, I'm good. It's crazy when you think about it, but it's true. This cooperation will actually help us, just as food taken by the stomach will help all other parts of the body. If the fingers of the hand think that they should take the food themselves instead of giving it to the stomach, then they will be frustrated. Yeah, you can't satisfy your stomach by trying to eat food with your hands. You got to put it in your mouth, and then it goes to the stomach, and the stomach is satisfied. So you got to satisfy God. How do you satisfy God? You got to live a pure life. Okay, you got to live a wholesome, pure life. No meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling. You know, that's what people love in this world. But you can't, like, you got to live a pure life, guys. You got to keep your nose clean, so to speak. Okay. And it's not that hard, it's just a practice. You just got to say no. You just got to say no to Maya. You just got to say no to, you got to say no to temptation. You got to say no to sin. You can do it, because it, like, you have to actually like put energy into committing a sinful activity. Just like I'm putting energy into like reading a book, you have to put energy into like committing sin. Like, you don't have, like, going to the bar, like, and drinking and getting intoxicated, that takes like energy. Just like picking up this book and reading it also takes energy. So you just got to say no to sinful activities. It's really not that hard. It's just a practice. What I'm realizing this more and more, that it's really not that hard. Okay. Okay. The central figure of creation and of enjoyment is the Supreme Lord, and the living entities are cooperators. By cooperation, they enjoy. The relation is also like that of the master and the servant. If the master is fully satisfied, then the servant is satisfied. Yeah, if you have a really good master, let's say you're serving a king and he has all the riches in the world, and you serve him nicely, he's going to take care of you. He's going to give you an amazing place. He's going to like take care of you in all respects, right? Just like if you're working a job, okay? Say you're like a CEO of the company, and then one of your employees, like let's say you make millions and millions of dollars, and one of your employees works for you, you're going to take care of that employee, okay? You're going to pay him a really good salary, right? It's like that. By cooperation, the relation, oh wait, if the master is fully satisfied, then the servant is satisfied. Similarly, the Supreme Lord should be satisfied. Although the tendency to become this creator and the tendency to enjoy the material world are there also in the living entities, because these tendencies are there in the Supreme Lord, who has created the manifested cosmic world. This world that we're living in, this is the manifested cosmic world, yo. Okay. So the tendency to enjoy the material world are there also in living entities, because the Krishna, God, he loves to enjoy. He loves to have fun. He's just, he just has fun every day. He hangs out with his friends. He hangs out with his, the gopis and the gopas, right? So he just has a blast. He's just enjoying life. That's what God's just enjoying life, guys. He's not sitting on some throne. He's not some bearded old man sitting on a throne throwing thunderbolts at people. Okay, he's enjoying life. We shall find, therefore, in the Bhagavad Gita, that the complete whole is comprised of the supreme controller, the control living entities, the cosmic manifestation, eternal time, and karma, or activities. And all of these are explained in this text. All of these taken completely form the complete whole. And the complete whole is called the supreme absolute truth. The complete whole, the complete absolute truth of the supreme personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. All manifestations are due to his different energies. He is the complete whole. Okay. It is also explained in the Gita that the impersonal Brahman is also subordinate to the complete. Brahman is more explicitly explained in the Brahma Sutra to be like the rays of the sunshine. The impersonal Brahman is the shining rays of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The impersonal Brahman is complete realization of the absolute whole, and so also is the conception of Paramatma in the 12th chapter. This, like, the impersonal Brahman, like some people believe, like they believe in like some energy, like when they die, they think they're going to merge into some energy. People think like that. Okay. But that's just like the Brahman, like that energy is just the rays of Krishna. It's just his bodily effulgence. There it shall be seen that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Purushottama, is above both impersonal Brahman and personal realization of Paramatma. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is called Satchidananda Vigraha. The Brahma Samhita begins this way. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Krishna is the cause of all causes. He is the primal cause, and he is the very form of eternal being, knowledge, and bliss. Impersonal Brahman realization is the realization of his Sat, being, feature. Paramatma realization is a realization of his Chit, eternal knowledge. Sat, being, Chit, eternal knowledge, feature. But realization of the personality of Godhead, Krishna, is a realization of all the transcendental features, Sat, Chit, and Nanda, being, knowledge, bliss, and complete Vigraha, form. People with less intelligence consider the supreme truth to be impersonal. Yeah, there's people that think like there's no God. They believe in like this impersonal like energy and stuff. There's people that think like that. But he is a transcendental person, and this is confirmed in all Vedic literatures. Nityo Nityanam Chaitanas Chaitanam. As we are all individual living beings and have our individuality, the supreme absolute truth is also in the ultimate issue a person. And realization of the personality of Godhead is realization of all of the transcendental features. The complete whole is not formless. If he is formless, or if he is less than any other thing, then he cannot be the complete whole. The complete whole must have everything within our experience and beyond our experience, otherwise it cannot be complete. The complete whole personality of Godhead has immense potencies. How Krishna is acting in different potencies is also explained in the Bhagavad-Gita. This phenomenal world or material world in which we are placed is also complete in itself, because the 24 elements of which this material universe is a temporary manifestation, according to Sankhya philosophy, are completely adjusted to produce complete resources which are necessary for the maintenance and subsistence of this universe. There is nothing extraneous, nor is there anything needed. This manifestation has its own time fixed by the energy of the supreme whole. And when its time is complete, these temporary manifestations will be annihilated by the complete arrangement of the complete. There is complete facility for the small complete units, namely the living entities, to realize the complete. And all sorts of incompleteness are experienced due to the incomplete knowledge of the complete. That's a lot. So the Bhagavad Gita contains the complete knowledge of Vedic wisdom. All Vedic knowledge is infallible, and Hindus accept Vedic knowledge to be complete and infallible. For example, cow dung is the stool of an animal, and according to Smriti or Vedic injunction, if one touches the stool of an animal, he has to take bath to purify himself. But in the Vedic scriptures, cow dung is considered to be a purifying agent. One might consider this to be contradictory, but it is accepted because it is Vedic injunction. And indeed, by accepting this, one will not commit mistake. And subsequently, it has been proved by modern science that cow dung contains all antiseptic properties. See, I've lived in India, and they use cow dung in so many different ways. Like they use cow dung for all kinds of stuff. Like, I mean, I'm not a farmer. I never use cow dung, but I've seen people put cow dung on their walls. Like they use, I don't know, they use it for all kinds of stuff. So Vedic knowledge is complete because, but in the West, people are be like, what? Cow dung? Like they just don't, it seems crazy. I know, I get it. But if you actually research it, then you'll see. So Vedic knowledge is complete because it is above all doubts and mistakes. And Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all Vedic knowledge. Jai Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Now let's read from Krishna book. Boom. This is great. I haven't read Krishna book in a while. It's been a while. So this is going to be nice. I'm going to read 2 pages. I just read 2 pages of the Gita, and I read 2 pages of Krishna book every day. So let's get started. To my father, Gaur Mahaday, 1849 to 1930, a pure devotee of Krishna, who raised me as a Krishna conscious child from the beginning of my life. In my boyhood ages, he instructed me how to play the mridanga, which is a drum from India. He gave me Radha Krishna Vigraha to worship, which is Radha Krishna Vigrahas, deities. Okay, they worship deities. And gave me Jagannath Rat to duly observe the festival as my childhood. Jagannath is another form of God, Krishna. He was kind to me and imbibed from him, and I imbibed from him the ideas later on solidified by my spiritual master and eternal father. All right, we're going to read from Krishna book. So from Apple Records, this is from George Harrison. Okay, see, George Harrison was a Hare Krishna. He was a Hare Krishna devotee. He practiced Krishna consciousness to some degree, and he gave donations to the Hare Krishna movement. So there's a foreword from George Harrison of the Beatles inside of the Krishna book. Most people don't really know that. See, the Hare Krishna movement became very popular in the 60s and 70s, right? It came from India, right? This man, Srila Prabhupada, this person right here, this guru, this saint, he came from India to spread Krishna consciousness. It blew up in the 60s and the 70s. And then when he passed away, it kind of went downhill, because when the leader dies, that's what happens. Yeah. And still, it hasn't been the same since. Let's be real. Everybody is looking for Krishna. Some don't realize they are, but they are. Krishna is God, the source of all that exists, the cause of all that is, what that is, was, or ever be. As God is unlimited, he has many names: Allah, Buddha, Jehovah, Rama. All are Krishna, all are one. Yeah, Krishna just means God. Okay. People trip out. The reason people people have so much prejudices and biases. Like if they follow some specific religion their whole life, they can't handle that somebody else practices some kind of religion other than theirs, because they're insecure in their own faith. God is not abstract. He has both the impersonal and the personal aspects to his personality, which is supreme, eternal, blissful, and full of knowledge. As a single drop of water has the same qualities as an ocean of water, so our consciousness, the qualities of God consciousness. So our consciousness, the qualities of God consciousness. But through our identification and attachment with material energy, physical bodies, sense pleasures, material possessions, ego, etc., our true transcendental consciousness has been polluted. And like a dirty mirror, it is unable to reflect a pure image. With many lives, our association with the temporary has grown. This is George Harrison from the Beatles, okay, who wrote this, by the way. He was an enlightened soul. This impermanent body, a bag of bones and flesh, is mistaken for our true self. Yeah, this body is just a bag of bones and flesh. That's all it is. It's just a bag of bones, flesh, stool, blood. Yeah. And we have accepted this temporary condition to be final. Through all ages, great saints have remained as living proof that this non-temporary, permanent state of God consciousness can be revived in all living souls. Each soul is potentially divine. Krishna says in the Bhagavad-Gita, steady in the self, being freed from all material contamination. The yogi achieves the highest perfectional stage of happiness in touch with the supreme consciousness. Yoga, a scientific method for God, self-realization, is a process by which we purify our consciousness. That's what yoga is. It's a process to purify the consciousness. It's not just about, stretching and doing all these exercises and posting your yoga moves on Instagram to show off. No, it's not about that. Okay. It's it has health benefits too, but that's just one aspect of it. But the pure aspect of it is the process by which we purify our consciousness, stop further pollution, and arrive at the state of perfection, full knowledge, and full bliss. If there is a God, I want to see him. It's pointless to believe in something without proof. And Christian consciousness and meditation are methods which you can actually obtain God perception. You can see God, you can hear him, you can play with him. It might sound crazy, but he is actually there, actually with you. There are many yogis, Pats, Raja, Gyan. Oh, there are many yoga paths, Raja, Jnana, Hatha, Kriya, Karma, Bhakti, which are all acclaimed by the masters of each method. Swami Bhaktivedanta, Srila Prabhupada, is, as the title says, a bhakti yogi following the path of devotion. By serving God through each thought, word, deed, and by chanting his holy names, the devotee quickly develops God consciousness by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One inevitably arrives at Krishna consciousness. The proof of pudding is in the eating. I request that you take advantage of this book, Krishna, and enter into its understandings. I also request that you make an appointment to meet your God now. That's George Harrison from the Beatles. He's saying, I also request that you make an appointment to meet your God now. Okay. So I'm pretty sure George Harrison is more successful than he was because he passed away, rest in peace. But I'm pretty sure he's more successful than you were, and probably that you ever will be, because he was a member of the Beatles, right? One of the most famous bands of all time. So you should maybe listen to him. Through the self-liberating process, yoga, union, and give peace a chance. All you need is love, Krishna, Haribol, George Harrison. Okay, see? That's George Harrison's signature. He donated so many things. He gave a donation to create this book and other stuff, And this is Srila Prabhupada. He's the one who wrote this book. Srila Prabhupada is right there. He's the founder of the Hare Krishna movement. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Okay. And you want to see God? I'll show you God right now, guys. You want to see God? I'm going to show you God right now. Okay. Here's God. It's Krishna. It's Radha Krishna. There you go. You just saw God. Okay. If someone asked you, have you ever seen God? You'd be like, yep, Krishna. Krishna, God. There you go. You just saw God. You're welcome. Now you saw God. Now you can't say that you haven't seen God. I've seen God. I'm looking at God right now, because God is picture is not different than God. Okay. So if someone asked me, have I seen God? Yeah, I've seen God. I've seen God. Yeah. See, some of you guys are afraid to like speak your faith in public. I'm not. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Radha Shama Sundar, Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Yamuna Devi, Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Nitai Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gora Hari Bo, Nitai Gora Premanandi Hari Bo. All right, Hare Krishna. Yeah, yeah. Chant Hare Krishna, be happy.